President Trump tonight complaining the $1 trillion 6-month spending plan costs too much without giving Americans enough in return.
I will never sign another bill like this again.
But this time the president did, just 4 hours after this tweet threatening to veto it. It comes as the president takes a sharp right turn on foreign policy. President Trump moving out moderates, elevating hawks. Incoming National Security Advisor John Bolton alongside hardliner Mike Pompeo, just tapped for Secretary of State, both advocates of regime change in Iran and North Korea.
I think that their history over decades is that they, like Iran, like others, use negotiations to buy time to conceal their nuclear weapons and ballistic missile activities.
The former UN ambassador recently calling a preemptive strike in North Korea perfectly legitimate. Bolton, to this day, a fierce defender of the U.S. military invasion of Iraq. Among his positions seemingly at odds with candidate Trump's America First campaign promises.
It's time to shake the rust off America's foreign policy. It's time to invite new voices and new visions into the fold.
Some Republicans backing Bolton.
And I think he's going to help the president shape policies that make us all safer.
But critics warn he's a dangerous and destabilizing presence.
John Bolton may have a fuzzy mustache, but he has very sharp elbows. You can hear the drums of war beginning to rise.
The dramatic changes come at a crucial time, just weeks before President Trump said he'd meet with dictator Kim Jong-un ahead of a looming deadline over whether to recertify the Iran nuclear deal and a scheduled move of the U.S. Embassy in Israel to Jerusalem.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.